Oh, what do we have here? The NBA trade deadline day is here. And I've been saying it this whole time. Lakers do not do anything. Stand pat. And guess what we have? We have a trade. The Lakers are trading, well, they did. It's already happened. But they traded Gabe Vincent and a 2032 second round pick to the Atlanta Hawks for Luke Kennard. Now, as I've been on that stance, as far as don't do anything, just stay patient, wait until the offseason, look what we have here. A move that doesn't really hurt them. It only, honestly, can help them as far as in the offensive category. Luke Kennard is also expiring contract going into the offseason. So the Lakers will still have the cap space to potentially make a big move in the offseason. So we're going to talk about all that. We got some more trade news. And then, of course, the Lakers are taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. They are back home at Crypto.com Arena. We'll talk a little bit about that game. But before I do any of that, got to talk about Pechanga Resort Casino, the beautiful Pechanga Resort Casino. You can play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino, the official Native American resort and casino of the Los Angeles Lakers. Skip the traffic. Head on over to Pechanga Resort Casino just off 515 in Temecula. Visit pechanga.com or call 888 Pechanga reservations and for more information. Wow. And you know what? I just get ready because John Ireland has been talking about Luke Kennard for these past couple of seasons of talking about the Lakers need a laser. They need someone that can shoot the three ball, and they're consistent in that realm of the area for the Lakers. And what do you know? Luke Kennard is now a Los Angeles Laker. Wow. Very, very shocked. And it wasn't like one of those major big moves, but we were told the Lakers are going to make a move. It's not going to be shocking, but it's going to be something to help them around the margins. What have the Lakers been struggling with offensively? Besides, we know Lakers are a really good offensive team. There's one thing that the Lakers do struggle at, shooting the three-point ball. You add a guy like Luke Kennard, who is shooting. Let me tell you that right now. He is shooting 49% from three. 49% from three. He is a 90%, 91 if you really want to be accurate, 91% free throw shooter. A 53% field goal shooter. He is a 50, 40, 90 guy. That is very, very rare to come by. 50% from the field goal, 40% from three, 91% from the free throw line. That means one thing is that he is very, very consistent from the three-point line. Luke Kennard, though, however, these past couple of stretches I've seen with him and the Atlanta Hawks, I'm not going to say I am an Atlanta Hawks connoisseur. I'm over watching Atlanta Hawks basketball games. Unfortunately, we didn't really get to see him play against the Lakers that much when the Lakers played the Hawks. Luke Kennard's averages doesn't really get his shots up like that. The most recent game I've seen him play was against the Indiana Pacers. And the fact that he's moving off of screens, he doesn't stop moving without the basketball. And then when he does, if he's not catching the rock, he's cutting to the basket. Guess what that means? A lot more fluid movement instead of guys just standing and watching. Now this is opportunity for J.J. Redick to create some action for a shooter like Luke Kennard. So you ask, what does this mean for the other guys on the Lakers roster? LeBron James, Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic. You add a guy like Luke Kennard in the perimeter, guess what happens? Spacing. Spacing happens on the basketball court. So then you have a little bit of action. Say it's DeAndre Ayton setting a screen for Luke Kennard to come off of it, and he catches the rock. 9 times out of 10, what do teams like to do with shooters? They like to kind of double, show a little quick hedge. And then guess what that leads to? Could lead to a potential role for DeAndre Ayton. The defense has to help. He can be able to kick out. You're going to see a different style of basketball when you add a consistent three-point shooter like Luke Kennard. I will tell you this, though. He has to be more aggressive when he has a rock. You do not bring your ass to LA and be hesitant. You get that rock, and if you feel yourself even remotely wide open, you better be ready to shoot that rock. That is what you are here for with the Lakers. There's no need for you to be hesitant. The Lakers acquired you for a reason, especially if they feel like they got a little chance to do some noise this season, to shoot the rock. They addressed a need. Remember, if they were going to make any move going into the trade deadline, the goal was to enhance it a little bit than the role players that we see. Gabe Vincent, Don Connect, those guys. Rui Hachimura, I know everyone's trying to get off the Rui Hachimura train. I understand that he has his moments, but let me tell you guys something. He has been consistent from the bench ever since he's took on that role. He's embraced that role. He's going to be able to provide necessary scoring from the bench. I remember he's just fresh. He's still kind of finding his rhythm as coming off that injury, off that calf strain. I get it. Can he be better defensively? Yes, he can. Can he be more engaged in moments? Yes, he can. But remember, this is for now. They could potentially move off of him coming into the offseason. This is all the moves that I'm okay with. Them adding Luke Kennard and getting rid of Gabe Vincent, I'm all for it. That did not hurt me. I understand why they were doing that. It's not something that's going to affect them coming in the offseason. Now, there's only one thing I will say about Luke Kennard. He is not a good defender. He is not a good defender. Can that help? Can that change? Could JJ Redick do something to kind of help him out, be successful on the floor? Possibly. My thing that worries me is you can't throw out a lineup with Luka, AR, and Luke Kennard on the basketball court at the same time, because now you got a lot of holes on the defensive end of the floor, a lot of holes that teams are going to try to pick apart and take advantage of that. Now, if you keep him on the floor with maybe Marcus Smart, maybe a facilitator like Luka Doncic, and then Jake LaRavia, or maybe throw him on there with Vanderbilt, then you might have something different. Because you won't have that much liabilities. It's all going to be some tweaks that JJ Redick is going to have to make. But one thing I will say, something that the Lakers have not had in a very long time, a three-point shooter, a laser, someone that is reliable to shoot the rock. Remember, what has LeBron James' career always been? Guys who are able to move without the basketball, they make good cuts. But when he is in that mid-range and teams like to double team him, he likes to kick out for an open shooter, knockdown. What does Luka Doncic like to do when he's come off the pick and roll game? When a defense all of a sudden is collapsing, what is his ability? Kick out, find the open three-point man. Who is that going to be? Luke Kennard. And then you start to figure out what the Lakers can do with getting Austin Reeves back in the mix and getting him right. As soon as the minutes start to ramp up some more. Okay, you start to see a little promise. Remember, this move is not going to significantly jump this Lakers team into one of the better teams in the Western Conference. They are a good team. Their goal is to keep on making moves, if they're doing it for now, around the margins. So, with that being said, I know everyone's concerned if the Lakers are going to do another move. Are they going to do another deal? Are they going to make something happen? We possibly could see something, because Dave McMenamin, he reported that the Lakers are going to be aggressive still as far as they are still looking at several players around the margins and options to enhance this roster with, now we're looking at less than an hour away until the trade deadline. One major caveat to that pursuit is that LA is really, really looking forward to maintaining their projected $60 million cap space heading in for this summer. What have we all been saying? Wait until the summertime. I know there might not be that much big names on the move in the summertime, but you never know. It's the NBA. A lot of things can happen. Some guys might be on the move that you weren't thinking that was going to be on the move during this trade deadline. That is why you must be patient. That is why you must remain and keep that cap space, because you were able to keep on building the right pieces around Luka Doncic. And, of course, Austin Reeves. I guarantee you Austin Reeves is going to be back in a Lakers uniform. There's no doubt about it in my mind. Excuse me, this is only my personal opinion. But in regards to this trade, for getting rid of a 2032 second-round pick and getting rid of Gabe Vincent, I am all for it. I don't mind it at all. It does not hurt the Lakers in any way. If anything, it helps them in the offensive category. It doesn't really help them on the defensive end of the basketball court. Appreciate Gabe Vincent. for, I know he had a bad rap with the Lakers because we were all assuming that he was going to be that guy like he was for the Miami Heat. And that's the reason why the Lakers pursued Gabe Vincent during the offseason. But he just never really was to stay healthy. And then when he was on the basketball court, very, very inconsistent. And then he would get picked on a lot and on the game, on the floor, on the defensive end of the floor. Guys are catching the mid post. He's a smaller guard, gets picked on a lot. And then you see his minutes start to decrease as the season was going on. So you knew it was only a matter of time that you started to see that the Lakers are going to weigh their options and trying to trade Gabe Vincent, knowing he's on an expiring contract. But knowing that Luke Kennard is on an expiring contract, the Lakers can have a decision. If he is playing well, and he does play well to finish out the season for the Lakers, they can potentially look to sign him to a deal and kind of negotiate something with him to where it keeps him in the line to get an even bigger splash in the offseason. So that's why this move does not hurt the Lakers. This is pretty much an audition for Luke Kennard if he could remain a Laker. Remember, he is playing for a contract as well. So he's going to go out there and perform. I just want him to be consistent. I hope he doesn't come out here in a Lakers uniform and he's not consistent. Those numbers don't lie. But if it doesn't translate to the actual game itself, then that's where we're going to have a little bit of an issue. Then that's where we're going to be like, all right, because remember, he is not a good defender. But this is going to help out the team as a whole, meaning the spacing, the movements, the cuts. JJ Redick is going to be able to draw up some stuff to get him involved, to get a lot of more actions from other guys. Remember, you want to try to maximize everyone's potential on the offensive end of the floor. Offensively, the Lakers don't have a problem with scoring. So now you add a three-point weapon like this. Now you're going to have a whole different look from teams in the way they're going to be guarding the Lakers. We just got breaking news right now. Just saw right now, the Los Angeles Clippers are trading Ivica Zubac to the Indiana Pacers. Wow. So I mentioned that Big Zoo probably be a guy to be on the lookout for possibly in the offseason. And then now Zubac is heading to the Indiana Pacers. That just goes to tell me right now that the Clippers are going to be on a fire sale and that the Clippers are looking to actually rebuild right now. I know they acquired Darius Garland. They still got Kawhi Leonard. However, if you're seeing this right now and they're trading one of the best big men in the NBA right now, I'm telling you right now, the Clippers are potentially going to be moving a lot of other guys. Could that be Derrick Jones Jr.? Could that be John Collins? Hell, could Kawhi Leonard be off the books? We don't know. It is looking to me by Clippers making another move like this that they're going to be on a fire sale and they're probably going to be looking to offload a couple of the guys on that roster. Clippers' mindset is 2027, and that's what they're going to be aiming for. But Zubac to the Indiana Pacers. Very, very interesting. Pacers are not a good basketball team, but guess what? The Pacers are going to be able to pair him up along with Tyrese Halliburton. The Pacers are looking into the following season. This is their gap year knowing that Halliburton is out. But once again, let me just let it out there. Los Angeles Clippers are training Ivica Zubac to the Indiana Pacers. Clippers are going to be on a fire sale. And I see you guys in the YouTube chat. I see what you guys are saying. Let me know how you guys feel about this Luke Kennard trade, and this is going to be a good move for the Lakers. I'm here for it. I'm listening. I see what you guys are saying, but this is not only going to hurt the Lakers. This is only going to help them. 50, 40, 90 guy. And I'm glad. They moved on. I'm glad that they moved on for Gabe Vincent. I'm not upset with this move. I still believe that they have a lot more leeway to go into the offseason because everyone's been making reports and saying that the offseason is going to be the biggest test for the Lakers. So I see what they're saying in the chat. Kawhi going to be playing in Pelican Bay. Pacers are going to be dominant next season. Who are the Clips going to be getting? I guarantee you the Clippers are trying to get draft picks. They're trying to get a lot of draft picks and trying to rebuild around that. That's what the Clippers are going to do. They're in full rebuilding mode. Kawhi Leonard, I guarantee you, he might be up on the move. What's up, Ruben? What's going on? Appreciate you guys in the YouTube chat. We're going to talk a little bit more about this trade deadline, other moves that are being made. Giannis Antetokounmpo staying with the Milwaukee Bucks. What does that mean for the Los Angeles Lakers? All this Lakers versus the Philadelphia 76ers. We'll talk about all that right after my partners at Pachanga give you guys a quick word.
At Pachanga Resort Casino, you can rock and roll, sip and slide, twist and shout. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino, official Indian gaming sponsor of the Lakers.
Welcome back to Lakers Talk Daily. NBA trade deadline is less than an hour away. And man, want to kind of refresh it, the Los Angeles Lakers acquired Luke Kennard from the Atlanta Hawks in a trade for Gabe Vincent and a 2032 second-round pick. So, what does this mean going forward as far as hearing the Giannis news and him and the Milwaukee Bucks talking about they are not willing, that they're going to stay put with Giannis Antetokounmpo in the trade deadline? We've seen reports that if he does get moved into another team like the Warriors or like the Minnesota Timberwolves, what could that mean for the Lakers? The Lakers are probably going to look out in the buyout market. Remember, Draymond Green was a reported name. Seeing how that went down, the Golden State Warriors acquiring Kristaps Porzingis, Draymond Green, I feel like it's probably not going to be on the move because that was going to be the deal to try to acquire Giannis along with some draft picks and the Lakers potentially being in that market and trying to acquire Draymond Green. I'm glad that did not go down because you don't need to add Draymond Green right now to this Lakers roster. The biggest thing that we need to focus on is if we see how the season goes out. We see how the Lakers team shapes up going into the playoffs. Off season is going to be a big splash per reports. So that's going to be, in my eyes, the biggest test for Rob Pelinka. Rob Pelinka, what the hell are you going to do come this offseason if you really are considering this a gap year? If you're really considering this, there was no leadway to acquire the right pieces around Luka Doncic. All the pressure is going to be on him and that Lakers front office. If you go in this season and you don't have success going into the playoffs, and then you really, really focus your energy into 2026, and then you don't acquire the necessary pieces once again for Luka Doncic, all eyes are going to be looking at him. You see the big splash. You see that Giannis is probably going to be off the Milwaukee Bucks books coming through this offseason. The Lakers could potentially make a move for him. It's all going to depend on what are you going to be doing come this offseason to put the necessary team around Luka Doncic, knowing that you're going to have a potential $60 million in cap space, knowing that you're going to be able to offload 3 draft picks. Because remember, Lakers were only able to offload of one of their future first-round picks. And the fact that 3 will be available come this offseason, that's when you start seeing the Rob Pelinka trade machine and going out and making calls and all this different type of stuff to put the right pieces around. You guys and myself should be very, very upset come this offseason. I know that's, months away, but we keep on hearing reports, keep on seeing the stuff as far as, the Lakers are probably not going to make a big splash. They're going to make moves around the margins to try to enhance, which I do believe their next move that they do make with the trade deadline winding down is that they're going to make moves as far as on the defensive end because they know that they are still lacking in that category on this roster. And that's what's going to worry me when it gets down the stretch is that teams are going to be able to exploit the Lakers' flaws, especially adding Luke Kennard. That's only going to it's not helping them on the defensive end of the basketball court. So the pressure is going to be on him come this offseason. And all you guys can and should be upset if nothing even the moves that he does not really enhance Luka Doncic and this Lakers roster. But this trade deadline is something special, and I just got to keep on looking at as far as who else is going to be on the move in these last couple minutes. What are Lakers going to do? All eyes are going to be on them. What else is another move that they can make around the margins? I do believe they're going to need to add someone on the defensive end of the floor. Don't know who that guy is because we've seen their names linked to guys like Keon Ellis, which, by the way, he had a great opening game for the Cleveland Cavaliers against the Clippers the other night. So let's see what the Lakers are going to do. So now to focus on the basketball right now. We talked about Luke Kennard. We talked about all that. They got the Philadelphia 76ers. 76ers team, really good. I want to say they're a good basketball team. They're 29-21. They're playing one of their better basketballs. They will be without Paul George. He's suspended, so he'll be out for 25 games. But guess who they still got? They still got Tyrese Maxey. They still got Joel Embiid. They still got an outstanding rookie in VJ Edgecombe. They got some key pieces that can go out there and still dominate the basketball court. I can't wait to see this Lakers team now fully, fully with their full roster. And it's only going to get better when you keep on ramping up Austin Reeves. So I'm excited. Lakers are back home. This is going to be a game where they're going to need to try to contain Tyrese Maxey. And this is going to be a lot of pressure on the guard play and seeing what they're going to be able to do to keep a guy like him in front. The boys will be there in town tonight. He will be there. I'll be there in attendance. So I am really, really excited for this game. And we shall see. We shall see what the Lakers are going to do to come out there right from the start against the Philadelphia 76ers. And honestly, I know I had that stance and said, do not do anything. Now I'm at the point now, if you can somehow find a way to trade Dalton Connect, who has no value with this Lakers team, then we are really starting and cooking something because no disrespect, but he has not been any help for the Lakers ever since. By the way, it has been 1 year now. 1 year since that trade got rescinded with Mark Williams. And it looks like Mark Williams is out there proving that could be a big help for someone rather than Dalton Connect, who has been virtually unplayable. So I see you guys in the YouTube chat. Jason Jimenez, no, Luke Kennard will not be playing tonight because he will be traveling. He is listed as out because of because of him traveling and getting ready and has to go through a physical and all that types of stuff. So he will not be playing tonight for the Los Angeles Lakers. He's already listed as out. Trade deadline. I can't believe the Los Angeles Clippers traded Ivica Zubac. And I see what you guys are saying. I'm telling you right now, the Clippers are going to be ready to offload some guys. Derrick Jones Jr., remember, keep an eye out on that. Only because, and this is just me saying, he played with Luka Doncic. He played with them in the Dallas Mavericks. He played with them on that finals team. Derrick Jones Jr., what is he? Athletic wing guy, can go out there, catch a lob. He changes the athleticism of this team a lot. Not saying it's going to happen. Remember that. Not saying it is going to happen. Remember that. This is just me saying that. Seeing where the Clippers are at. And them getting rid of James Harden. And now trading Ivica Zubac. And them trying to acquire all these different draft picks. They're going to potentially be offloading off of more guys if this is the way that they're trying to go about and being in the full rebuilding mode. So that's a guy I would be like, let's keep an eye on. Let's see what he could potentially be on the lookout for. Remember, they also got John Collins, who is still young. He could potentially be on the move. I believe that the Clippers are fully on a dumpster fire and they're ready to go in rebuilding mode now. Maybe what James Harden was saying as far as that he didn't go out there and request a trade to the Clippers front office, maybe it potentially is true, seeing what they're doing right now and seeing the move that they're making. So let's just keep an eye on all that stuff. Trade deadline is a very, very exciting time, and we shall see what the Lakers are going to do with it winding down. Whew. Lakers versus the Philadelphia 76ers tonight. Let's see what they got in store. I talked about Luke Kennard, talked about how that can only help this team and not really hurt them. Lakers are potentially going to be looking into the offseason. Let's see what other moves that they can make around the margins. But as for myself and for my guys on the social team in the back, we're talking to you guys tomorrow. Got the Lakers versus the Philadelphia 76ers tonight. They got a big home game stretch. The Sixers tonight, Golden State coming up. Then they got the Oklahoma City Thunder. And then they got the San Antonio Spurs. Ooh. If you want to talk about a tough stretch and seeing where the Lakers are really going to be at, this is where the real eyes and the real test is going to begin for them. The Lakers are going to have a lot of teams that are going to be hungry, and this is going to be a good test to see where they are at. Adding Luke Kennard in the mix, let's see if they can compete with these better Western Conference opponents. Let's see if they're going to make the necessary moves to actually compete. So we'll see with all that being down. But for myself, my guys in the back and the social team, I will be talking to you guys tomorrow morning. And that is, we are out.